Assalamualaikum everyone, this is Haris Suhail Yasin and welcome back to the 11th session of Manifesting Abundance. आज का जो हमारा टॉपिक है that's going to be about risk, money, manifestation and how you can have abundance manifested in your life. So far we have done 10 sessions on manifesting abundance. It was a series of 12 sessions and Alhamdulillah we are on the second last session. Or I hope that you guys had a really good time, you learned, enjoyed a lot of things and you are pretty much closer from where you started towards your goals. I would like to start by abundance is the first law of universe. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created everything in abundance and abundance is our birthright. We can have whatever we set our mind to because God, in God's world, in Allah's world, everything is up for us to grab. But there are certain laws, we have to abide by those laws. And if we want to have abundance and wealth and things manifested in our life, there are certain things and principles we need to follow. Today's topic, I specifically want to talk about risk. And before going over there, just with the comments for the people who are watching if you can mention, type over here so that I can see you are watching live. So, risk is in abundance. We need to understand the concept of risk. What we have been taught, what we understand when we talk about the word risk, that's very limited to what risk Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has talked about to us. Just 1 second, it's a little annoying. Yeah. So when we are talking about risk, it's not just money which is risk. Since we talked about initially about energy, so I want you to understand, I want you to think risk in form of energy. So we have been given energy for every single day. We have been given energy for a month. We have energy for the whole year. In order to make it simple, let's imagine like this glass. We have a glass full of water. That water is risk. And in how many forms we want to change that water, that is how that is manifested in our life. That is how the energy manifests in our life. So if we have been allotted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala one glass of water, that is one glass of water which we can convert into so many forms. We can convert that risk, like for example using water. If we have a glass of water, we can use that water to make our food. We can use that water to wash our face. We can use the water to shower. We can use water to mix with things for washing, for cleaning, for anything, for exchanging, we can sell this water to others. That is the amount of risk which we have been given. And we convert that risk into so many forms. But we need to understand this with gratitude, with patience, and with increasing our capabilities. We are not limited to just one glass of water. As there is abundance by Allah, we need to increase our ability to grab more and more things from Allah. If we have a bigger container, we'll have more risk. We can increase the risk in our life by being grateful, because the universe works in the law of increase, and it works with the law of gratitude. If you're being grateful in your life, you start becoming more magnetic and more attractive towards risk. I just want to mention one very clear thing over here. Whatever is your income right now, if you are a salaried person, whatever is your income, you have 10 times risk written for you in terms of money. You just need to learn how to transmute that energy into physical form of money. But at the same time, we need to expand our capability, increase our container, to ask more from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We can be blessed, all our containers can be filled with the risk. Money is nothing but energy. It exchanges from one person to another. In my bank account, I have certain numbers. If I send it as a message to someone else, you will have money. If you send it to someone else, that person is going to have money. So money is nothing more than energy at this point, or digits at this point. It's just the exchange of those numbers which we right now as money. So, in order to have abundance, in order to understand abundance, you need to realize nothing is in shortage. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has everything in abundance. And the container which you have, if you have been given a container, if you, whatever your salary is, whatever your income is, whatever you think your risk is, I want you to understand risk has so many different forms. So, having a good health is risk, having friends is risk, having a family is risk, having peace of mind is risk, having a good body is risk, having all your senses working properly, that is risk, having a grateful heart is risk, having people who love you and care about you, that is also risk, having free time to watch things, to learn things is risk, having a mind which can think, having a mind which can understand, that is risk. So the whole risk which you have been given, it just changes so many forms. And if you become magnetic, if you increase your gratitude, if you make your containers bigger, there is no limit to the risk which you can have in your life. So, in order to increase the risk, start being grateful for whatever you have right now. Whenever I want to point out over here, so we have been trained by the media, by the society, by our neighbors, by our family members that we should be complaining. We are talking about, oh, there is doom and gloom, things are getting worse, we don't have enough, money does not grow on trees. So, all these negative beliefs and patterns, they make us allergic to money and risk, and we become ungrateful. We become too much worrying. We are worrying way too much about the things which we don't have. We are worried too much about what would happen, what's going to happen tomorrow, what's going to happen day after tomorrow. There is that uncertainty. We just move away from tawakkul. Yes, we have to plan, but at the same time, we need to be conscious of this, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives all of us risk. It is in one form, we have to transmute it in another form. So, but at the same time, if you don't want to compromise on so many things, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives me 10 buckets of water instead of one glass of water, I'll have abundance in my life. It's up to Allah how many buckets has been provided for me, for you, for a given day, for a given month. But unless that increases from the back, whatever you have, start being grateful. You are going to become more magnetic towards risk. And there are certain things which you can start doing whenever. For today's session, understand risk is not just money, it's one form of money. One form of manifestation of risk of energy is money. Other form is health, friends, family, happiness, blessings, so many things, so many forms risk can convert into. So we have this ability that we use our mind to transmute that energy, transmute that risk into one way, one form or another form. So all of us have the ability to increase our risk by being closer to Allah. And how do we go closer to Allah? How do we demand more from Allah? How do we become worthy of more? Is by increasing our gratitude for whatever we have right now. If you find things to be grateful for, to be happy what you have right now, and be a little bit patient and be grateful at the same time. So, two things which you have to do for this week. Number one, be patient. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala just keeps on repeating two things again and again, that there are only two things which Allah does not like about a human being, and keeps repeating that. And he doesn't like those two things about human being. Number one is human beings are really impatient, and number two is human beings are really ungrateful. So be patient. There is a law. When we sow a seed inside of the ground, it takes certain amount of time for that seed to become a tree. We have to be patient. Similarly, whenever we are asking for something, there is a time lag, that energy needs to go out. It needs to transmute that energy to another form. So you have to be patient, and you have to be patient with a good heart and with good intention. At the same time, you need to be grateful, because there are so many things right now in your life which you can be grateful for, and you choose not to be grateful. You choose to worry, you choose to doubt. And whenever you complain, one complaint cancels 10 of the blessings which you are about to receive in your life. So I'll repeat that. One complaint cancels 10 blessings. Cancels 10 blessings. Remember this before you are complaining. If you complain once, 10 complaints, sorry, if you complain once, you cancel out 10 of the blessings. So in order to have more risk, in order to increase money and wealth in your life, you should be grateful for the money you spend. Whatever you buy, be grateful you had the money to buy the thing. Don't be concerned about the price of so many things. Whatever you buy, whatever bill you pay, just start writing down thank you on the paper, on the bill. Right, start thinking about all the things which you have. Start thinking about your clothes. Start thinking about whenever, wherever you are spending money in one form or another form. So that's how you magnetize yourself, and that's how you transmute that energy from one form to another, by being patient, by being grateful, and by having good expectations, and you become magnetic. So that's all for today's session. Risk has so many forms. You can transmute that form of risk into some other form. Whatever you are earning in form of your salaried income, you have 10 times more risk written down for you. So be grateful, be patient, start looking for more and more ways how you can provide a better service, how you can reach out more, and that's going to help you in increasing the amount of money which you have and which you are going to manifest. And manifestation is linked directly to expectation. So have an amazing day. See you next week. Take care. Bye, bye for now.